you and LeBron have both talked a little bit about your influence on his defense. I was wondering if you can think back to when you first started working with him on that, what do you remember about how he received that kind of coaching and how receptive he was to what you were trying to teach him?
Yeah, well, the first thing is I just want to make sure that we get the narrative straight. I take no credit in LeBron James being the defender that he is. LeBron James deserves the credit. And as I mentioned yesterday, Mike Brown, the head coach in Denver, who I worked with for 5 years, deserves the lion's share of the credit because Mike was and still is a defensive-minded coach. But LeBron was young, hadn't won yet. And for us to make that step in Cleveland, it was going to be on the defensive end of the floor. And I think slowly but surely he realized that not just him as an individual, but more importantly, collectively as a team, we had to improve greatly on that end of the floor in order for us to be a team that would compete for a championship. And I think year 2, we went to the finals. We probably won too quick. I remember telling Mike Brown that after we lost to San Antonio in the finals. I said, Mike, we won too fast, man. I said, now they're going to expect a championship in year 3. But I always go back to my 4th year in Cleveland. I was a defensive coordinator. We won 66 games. We had a great defense because of our players. And then John Kuster got the head job in Detroit, and Mike Brown wanted me to become the offensive coordinator. And I remember LeBron pushed back on that because he felt our defense was where it needed to be. We had a really good position, but it turned out to be the best thing for me and our team. But it was all about LeBron committing, understanding that this is what it was going to take for me to be a great player, and more importantly for this team to be a great team that will compete for championships. And he made that commitment. And once he did that, that was the easy part because he had all the tools necessary to become a great defender.
Hey, Michael, to get back to the LeBron line of questioning, he mentioned yesterday that part of the reason why you guys developed a bond and a respect was that you were working just as hard as he was. And I wonder if you reflect back on those days, how formative was it for you in terms of where you are now? And I don't know if you might have learned anything from him specifically or just that time in your career and how it helped you down the line.
Yeah, I look back on my 5 years in Cleveland with such great memories. I think during that 5-year stretch, we were the only team to get out of the first round each of the 5 years. We had the best record in the NBA twice. Coached the All-Star team, went to the finals. Unfortunately, never won a championship, and that was what the ultimate goal was, and we came up short. But without a doubt, I would not be a head coach if it wasn't for those 5 years in Cleveland. I would not be a head coach if Mike Brown did not let me coach. Mike Brown has no ego. He was totally selfless. And he was never afraid of giving me a voice and giving me a platform. And because we won, and because I had a relationship with LeBron, and Mike Brown let me coach, that I was all of a sudden seen in a much different light in the NBA. And then that's all it takes. So without that, when you coach a great player, we all benefit. When you win, everybody benefits. And to LeBron and my relationship, I think the one thing he always respected was I never tried to be LeBron's boy. I never tried to be his buddy. I wasn't trying to kiss his ass. I'm a coach's son. I'm going to coach. And if you're not doing your job, I'm going to tell you just as I would tell anybody else. And I think he always respected that deep down inside, that I at least had the courage to coach him and not try to not coach him. And I think all great players deep down inside want that. They want that accountability. They want that discipline. And I think LeBron has always had that.